There comes a point in every struggle where your strength feels empty. You push, you fight, you try everything you know, and still the mountain doesn't move. That moment where your ability ends is exactly where God steps in, because you were never meant to carry the whole weight alone. You were meant to give your best and trust that the rest is handled by a power greater than anything standing against you. When you reach the edge of your own capacity, you start to realize that God's power has no edge, no limit, no boundary. He steps into the moments where you feel weak, overwhelmed, defeated, and he lifts you in ways no human hand could. That's why you can't quit at your breaking point. What feels like the end for you is often the beginning for him, because God specializes in stepping into places where your strength runs out and his glory begins to rise. We often look at closed doors as failures, disappointments, or signs that we weren't good enough. But when you understand how divine timing works, you realize that a closed door is not God saying no. It's God saying, I have something better. Sometimes he shuts you out of places that would have broken you later. Sometimes he removes people who would have slowed you down. Sometimes he blocks opportunities that look good but lack purpose. Closed doors are his way of protecting you while preparing you for something bigger than what you asked for. And the blessing is, you don't even realize what he's saving you from until you step into what he's leading you toward. So when a door closes, don't cry over it. Don't question your worth. Don't lose your faith. Trust that God saw something you didn't see, and he's guiding you toward a door that will open so wide you'll understand why every other one stayed shut. 3. Faith grows strongest in the dark. It's easy to believe when the path is clear, when life makes sense, when everything seems to fall into place. But real faith is built when you can't see the next step, when the nights feel long, when life feels heavier than your shoulders can carry. In those moments, faith becomes more than a word. It becomes your light. The darkness teaches you to trust, not in what you see, but in who guides you. You start realizing that even when life feels uncertain, God is not confused. Even when you feel alone, God is not absent. Even when nothing seems to move, God is working behind the scenes. The dark seasons reveal whether your faith is shallow or unshakable. They stretch you, refine you, and strengthen you from within. And when you come out of that darkness, you don't just believe in God's power. You've lived through it. Nothing you've gone through is meaningless. The pain you survived, the heartbreak you endured, the mistakes you regret, God gathers every shattered piece and shapes them into something greater than you imagined. Your brokenness is not a weakness, it's material that God uses to shape your strength, your character, your voice, your resilience. Every tear taught you something. Every loss made you wiser. Every setback sharpened your spirit. God is not intimidated by the pieces of your life. He's the only one who can take what broke you and turn it into what builds you. Your wounds become wisdom. Your scars become testimony. Your past becomes preparation. And the moments you thought disqualified you are the very things God uses to qualify you for the purpose he has written for your life. You were never too broken for God to rebuild. There's a moment in everyone's journey where giving up feels easier than holding on. The road gets long, the struggle gets heavy, and hope feels like it's slipping through your fingers. But miracles don't show up in moments of comfort. They show up in moments of persistence. When you take one more step even though you're tired. When you pray one more time even though you feel unheard. When you stay in the fight even though the battle is wearing you down. The miracle is usually waiting right past the point where most people quit. And God honors the heart that refuses to stop believing. He honors the fighter who keeps going. He honors the spirit that rises after every fall. When you refuse to give up, you invite God to do what only he can do. And that's where breakthroughs happen, not because you had the strength, but because you had the faith to keep going. In the end, every limit you reached, every door that closed, every dark season you walked through, and every broken piece you carried was part of a bigger plan shaping you into someone stronger than before. You were never walking alone. Even when life felt heavy, even when the path looked impossible, God was moving in ways you couldn't see, building strength you didn't know you had. Your setbacks were preparing you, your struggles were refining you, and your faith was guiding you toward a future far greater than the pain behind you. Because when you trust in a power that can do anything, you stop fearing what's in front of you and start believing in what's possible beyond it.